Welcome back, guys. If you already haven't, definitely subscribe. Today I'm going to break down a couple of the trades I sent out to our signals group. We've had quite a few in the last few days, so I'll probably make this into a couple of videos just to keep these nice and short. So this one will be Friday, NFP day. So just to show you guys kind of what we're looking at. Essentially, price is really bullish. I have a level of liquidity here. I expect a reaction here. I don't know if price is going to hold off this level or go down. So my idea off of this trade is either price starts making ranges going down, in which case I would target this, or price keeps making ranges and breaks this, in which case I would just continue and target the high. So that's kind of my thought process on this one. Whenever the big news are involved, I am big on the actual fundamental data. So I'll kind of show you guys how that played out here. So, during the news too, I can just navigate the lower time frame because the size of the candles and the amount of liquidity injected, I can treat these as higher time frame candles. Whereas any other time, you wouldn't really want to use the 1 minute. So, price sweeps the lows, price takes the highs out, liquidity grab. So now we have this, kind of news range that's created, and all we need to see is if price starts doing this or if price starts doing this. And you're kind of essentially looking to see which side of the orders are protected, and you're targeting the other side. So the first thing we want to do is look at the actual news release. So these ones kind of opposed. Unemployment came out higher than expected. So this is saying that more people are unemployed than forecasted. So that's not good for the US currency. So this causes Euro USD to go bullish, and then NFP comes out higher than expected. So this causes us to go bearish. So the two are opposing. So if I gotta pick one, I'm gonna say NFP hits heavier than unemployment in this case. It came out quite a bit higher too. Also, I kind of expect price to pull back after the last impulse we have, based on projections. So, with that being said, all we need to do here is wait for price to show us something. And price kind of starts running here. So, one of two things now. Either price takes this out, price comes back and starts building ranges up, in which case it's buys, or price induced people into buys. And after news, usually I would say 60-70% of the time, they'll actually induce people into buys with this. So these are called vector candles. They're used for two things. One can be to measure momentum. The other thing they are used for is inducement. So this is inducing people into buys, or it's giving us a signal for momentum. We don't know which yet, so we just wait. So during news, I use usually 15 seconds, sometimes even 5, just because of the volatility we have. So I can treat the seconds as minutes and the minutes as basically hourly, if that makes sense. Just basically, if you measured the candles, the liquidity injected is the same as the higher time frame. So if you see what happened here, vectors up, vectors down. So we induced people into buys. We got vectors down. Price created liquidity here. Price came and swept the liquidity it created. And then price went down. And essentially, if you get one more pullback and break, that would be creation of multiple ranges. And that would tell me that we're leaning towards sells. So the big story here is understanding what's happening in this little range. Now we created a new range on the seconds. Price pulls back and breaks. Anywhere here we could basically enter. I think I actually went to the 15-second here for an entry. So you can see the range-to-range interaction now. So you took out a range, you built liquidity, you broke it, you took out more liquidity, you took out another range, you took out another range, and you can kind of see the order flows just establishing to the downside. We've induced people into buys, and we know an FP outweighs unemployment in this case, so we're just looking for price to break this low, and if that's the case, I could sell, and you could sell that. And then just cover something up here. There's a chance these equals gets taken out. In that case, you take the loss, you look for another reaction. Price basically ends up running, but not during session. So there's not really a lot of volatility. So with these, I just leave my stops open over the weekend, because I've had these just break me even too often. And more often than not, they will go to TP. They just don't do it that day. So this eventually goes to TP. Leave the stops open. Sunday rolls around. I can basically break even if price is heading my way. Sunday opens. I'm like, okay, I can break even now. The reason I leave them open is sometimes Sunday spikes up and you get that gap, but then it'll continue down. Sometimes you get a loss too, so it's totally up to you what you weigh as risk. So this one goes to TP, I think right at London Open. There's not really much to it. So for me, there wasn't actually a clean trade for me on Euro on Monday. So this was actually rolled right into Monday. So this hit TP. I didn't really see too much cleanliness here to continue selling. I was also a little bit under the weather, so by the time I got to the chart, price was somewhere around here, and it just didn't look that clean. So I just left this entry. So this one hit TP right away. We'll just fast forward to next day, and we can go to the 1 hour maybe. So pretty simple, nothing too complex about that day. Alright, where are we at? So 2, so if we go to 4, so that should bring us right to 5. Same thing, CPI day, I can go right to lower time frame as long as there's volatility. And we have a similar scenario, and basically either price starts going up, in which case I would buy it, or price starts going down, in which case I would sell it. First thing we want to do is, again, look at the fundamentals. Inflation's higher, so higher inflation means stronger US dollar, which means we sell this. So remember, inflation's a weird one. It's good for the currency, it's bad for the country. You're trading currencies. So in this particular case, higher inflation means you short. So same thing, price starts building ranges, and same thing. You can kind of see price pulls back, breaks another range. So these are all to be treated as higher time frame ranges. Like, same thing, I can go down on the seconds and you can kind of see how clean it is. This is a clean push. Whenever you get these clean pushes and there isn't a pullback and a break, that's once again just inducing people into the wrong side of the market. So this did exactly what it's supposed to. Pullback break, multiple ranges created, and we just wait. Another range created. If you really want to be safe, you just watch the reaction here, make sure this gets taken out with a body, and you can take that. And if you don't want to be extra safe, I think by the time you broke here, it's totally valid. Totally up to you. I don't really get too crazy picky on entries as long as I know where I'm headed. So this one just kind of is a pure momentum trade. You could see too, price came down, we took out a level of liquidity, you built liquidity, you induced people into buys, build up, now we target the low. It's just how the market moves, and this is all based on just our fundamentals. So this one went to TP. I ended up taking the same short on GU. Being completely transparent with you guys, I did take one hit on a buy, and then I turned around, shorted Euro and shorted GU, and I think they added up to like 5.5 hours, so it ended up being over a 4-hour day. So these were my trades. Really simple, right? You can kind of see this is build up, this is build up. You see how none of price is really pulling back, taking out any of these ranges? That tells us we're going to take blowout. So it's targeting. So that's really it. Simple trades, pretty much with just the direction of fundamentals. Yeah, I'll leave you guys with this. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to catch these trades, join our Signals channel. And make sure you check out the next YouTube that I drop as well. I'll be showing a few more trades I sent out to our Signals group this week. And tune in on Sundays as I go over fundamentals and technicals and basically tell you what I expect for the week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.